Can you feel the tension building in the NFL right now? Because it is absolutely electric. One name dominates every conversation, every rumor, and every heated debate among fans and insiders alike: Kenneth Walker. The Seattle Seahawks star running back is the hottest commodity in free agency, and every single team is circling, strategizing, and calculating how to make him theirs. Could he stay in Seattle? Or is this the beginning of a bidding war that could see him disappear from the Emerald City forever? Stay with me, because what we're about to break down will shock you, excite you, and leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the Seahawks offseason. Before we dive in, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single NFL update. Trust me, you'll want to be here for every twist and turn of Kenneth Walker's potential free agency saga. Now, let's talk reality. Kenneth Walker has been nothing short of spectacular on the field. He's a running back who can change games with a single play. Over 1,000 rushing yards this past season, an impressive yards per carry average, and a skill set that allows him to be just as deadly in the receiving game as he is between the tackles. He's versatile, explosive, and a nightmare for opposing defenses. But with great talent comes even greater demand, and every NFL front office knows it. So, what's happening in free agency? First, let's break down the Houston Texans. Adam Schefter, one of the most respected NFL insiders, recently hinted that Houston is extremely interested in adding Kenneth Walker to their roster, because the Texans have struggled mightily at the running back position. Woody Marks and Nick Chubb haven't lived up to expectations, and the future of Joe Mixon in their offense is uncertain at best. C.J. Stroud, their young quarterback, has seen his production plateau, or even regress, over the past few seasons. He hasn't crossed 3,000 passing yards consistently, his touchdown numbers are lacking, and turnovers continue to haunt him. Texans fans are frustrated, and management knows the only surefire way to help their QB is to give him a running game he can rely on. Here's the kicker, literally. The Texans are reportedly willing to overpay for a running back like Walker. Think about that for a second. Overpaying in free agency is risky, but for a player of Kenneth Walker's caliber, it could completely reshape their offense. Imagine pairing C.J. Stroud with a running back who can run, catch, and break big plays consistently. That's the kind of weapon that could turn Houston into a playoff contender overnight. So here's my first question for you. If you were in the Seahawks front office, would you risk letting Walker leave? Or would you stick to your financial plan and hope for the best? And it's not just Houston. Another insider, Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated, has thrown a curveball into the conversation. The Kansas City Chiefs could emerge as a dark horse for Kenneth Walker. Now hold on, think about it. The Chiefs already have Patrick Mahomes, arguably the most electrifying quarterback in the league. They've been over the cap, they've restructured deals, and yet Breer suggests that Walker could be the missing piece for a team with championship aspirations. In Kansas City, Walker wouldn't just be a running back. He'd be an offensive catalyst, someone who elevates Mahomes' game and adds another dimension to their already explosive offense. But is that realistic? Mahomes is coming off an ACL tear. Can the Chiefs justify overpaying for a running back while their quarterback is recovering? That's a massive gamble, but it shows just how valued Walker has become across the league. Let's circle back to Seattle. The Seahawks are reportedly sticking to a number they're comfortable with. Reports suggest they won't break the bank to keep Walker, which is smart from a salary cap perspective, but also incredibly risky from a talent retention standpoint. Imagine walking away from a player who just proved he can dominate in both the run and passing game. That's exactly what makes this situation so dramatic. It feels almost inevitable that some team is going to swoop in and poach Walker, and the Seahawks might just have to watch as he transforms another franchise. Now, let's dig into Walker's performance metrics because numbers don't lie. In the last 6 games of the season, he absolutely dominated, consistently posting high rushing yards, impressive yards per carry averages, and making defenders look silly in the open field. And it's not just running. His receiving ability out of the backfield has made him a dual-threat nightmare. Screens, wheel routes, short passes turned into massive gains. Walker can do it all. Any team signing him wouldn't just be adding a running back. They'd be adding a weapon capable of changing the outcome of games every Sunday. But here's where it gets even more intense. The Texans aren't alone in their interest. Multiple sources across the NFL have linked Walker to a slew of potential suitors, each weighing their financial options and roster needs. A bidding war is likely, and when that happens, teams like Houston might come out on top simply by being willing to pay a premium. This is bad news for Seattle because even if they want him back, they may not be able, or willing, to match an offer that reflects Walker's true market value. Here's my question of the day for you. Which team do you think is the most likely landing spot for Kenneth Walker in 2026? Are the Texans ready to make him the centerpiece of their offense? Or could a dark horse like the Chiefs steal him away? Comment below with your prediction. I want to see how many of you think Seattle will keep him versus letting him walk. Let's break down the Seahawks perspective. John Schneider has publicly stated that the team loves Walker and wants him back. Fans were thrilled, thinking the star running back would remain in Seattle no matter what. But the reality is far more complicated. When a player becomes this valuable, every NFL front office starts playing chess. Cap space, long-term contracts, positional value, all these factors create tension between desire and feasibility. The Seahawks may love Walker, but love doesn't always win in the business of football. And then there's the financial aspect. The Seahawks reportedly have a ceiling for what they're willing to pay Walker, somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 to $11 million per year. But insiders like Matthew Berry from NBC Sports suggest that Walker's value in the open market could easily reach $12 to $13 million annually. That discrepancy might be enough to tip the scales, leaving Seattle in a position where watching him leave isn't just possible, it's probable. Meanwhile, imagine the reaction around the league. Teams desperate for a top-tier running back are circling, calculating, and planning how to make an offer that no player can refuse. Walker isn't just any running back. He's an elite talent who can impact a franchise immediately. His combination of speed, power, and receiving ability makes him one of the most versatile backs in the NFL today. That's why everyone from Texans fans to Chiefs strategists is sitting on the edge of their seats right now. And let's not forget, Walker's off-field leadership and work ethic add to his value. He's not just a player. You're getting someone who lifts the locker room, inspires teammates, and sets the standard for professionalism. That's why teams aren't hesitating to make serious offers. This is bigger than numbers. This is about shaping the next era of a franchise. So, Seahawks fans, take a deep breath. We're in for a roller coaster. Kenneth Walker is on the verge of becoming the most talked about free agent of 2026, and the Seahawks may or may not have the final say in his future. Will they match an offer? Will they let him go to build cap space elsewhere? Only time will tell. And here's a final question for you. If Kenneth Walker does leave Seattle, how should the Seahawks respond in the draft or free agency? Do they find another star running back, or do they restructure the offense around different positions? Comment below, I want your boldest predictions. Bottom line, Kenneth Walker's 2026 decision will define the Seahawks offseason. It's a story of talent, value, strategy, and a little bit of heartbreak for fans who want him to stay. No matter what happens, this is the kind of high-stakes drama that makes the NFL offseason as exciting as the games themselves. We're going to continue covering every update, every rumor, and every potential move as the story unfolds. Make sure you're subscribed, have your notifications on, and stay locked in, because Kenneth Walker's future is about to ignite the NFL offseason like nothing else.